Yeah, you already know what time it is, you understand? UPK, One West in the Command Junior High, all my brothers, we rolling through, you understand? Cause these niggas weak, these niggas don't know what to do. You see these soldiers beside me, standing in all black with them shields on post, watching, they all my brothers.
Gold is precious, but loyalty is priceless. Harm on the mind might leave you lifeless. Wrong with this shit, I'm in need of diapers. Endure through any crisis, cause all my niggas righteous, all political vipers. Cowards fold, real niggas hold rank, stand for what they believe in, won't compromise a thing. Never harmonize with traitors, do not affiliate with impersonators. You cross the line, you gon' catch the vapors. My niggas strong, no chase. Them other niggas sweet like annihilators. Tank full of brown sugar like annihilate. Every time I move, a righteous demonstration. All I deny is Satan. My brother's glorious, true warriors. The labor swore down the death sentence. Can't stop till we notorious. Thrown in my way with a supreme audience. Proud ass nigga get exiled. No loitering around my brothers.
Yeah, you already know what it is. 144 back again, UPK style, putting it down for my brothers. And I roll with straight soap.
That's
you
right.
See them niggas with them shields
That's
and
right.
the fatigues and them boots. They my brothers. We gon' rule it on the king, on the stand. We gon' rule this bitch at all costs. Nigga, we gon' take this from them crackers.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's
we
right.
gon' eat and drink. Me and all
my
my
brother like the ladder house. You can't blend with my men, nigga. I can tell you fake from your treacherous mouth. Claiming God is all love, we don't believe that. Give a damn about your 2 cents. Fuck your feedback. I give it all for my brothers, they deserve it. No excuses for my niggas. They striving to be perfect. Sacrifice whatever form, they never owe me. You be cake, we click tight like Sweet Pea and Joe. Endure to the end, it's what a wise man told me. Liquor from the top shelf, but I spit it with the load. 144, nigga, everybody know me. All I ever wanted was revenge, fuck a road. Say you down for the cause, gotta show me. Stand tall and do not blush. Remain calm when the danger pop up. Flow deep like David Jones locker. More bars than Central Locker. No competition, only glory in the distance for my brothers.
Outside, you in the crib with the ball outside. I get it on outside, from the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib with the ball outside, I get it on outside. That's a definite, cannonball, wrecking shit, excellent. Rhyme Barack Obama like the president. I remain strong, King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until they cave in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. To let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talk to super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. With all scripture, street talk, word the cat in the car. Nigga, we blazing, ripping the mic with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max till we cracking the pavement. UPK out of One West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, you call them plugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of my kind. I get the order that is handled kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ said and sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a 4 pound. Damn sure it started the war, but I'ma end it, cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted, but Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So when I'm on outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside.
Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, slip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your casualties. Courage of King David, battling like a Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga fought to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it, they hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that this had to be. Keep you grounded like gravity, in the field, but it's amity. Horror, I see calamity, scar you up for my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me, fuck them up in they faculty. They words sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavity. Yeah, it's a war, none of you suckers worry.
It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So when I'm on outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside.
All right, shalom. Clap it up, clap it up. All right, Most High in Christ. It's the I.S.U.P.K. start out of 1 West under 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Today is our quiz, y'all. We're gonna go into the quiz, but first, remember we stopped last week, I believe, at the character Ma. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we stopped at Ma. So what I'm gonna do is give y'all character Ma, Na, Sha, and Tha. Okay, y'all can get a chance to go over it. Then I'm gonna play 2 videos that I played last week, and then we're gonna go into the quiz. All right. So the quiz that we're doing is on the beginning connectors. I think I'm gonna make a banner real quick. Let me just create a banner, right? All right, hold on. I'm gonna do my intro in a second. Man, got something all on here. All right. Boom, boom. All right, here we go. Beginning connectors, quiz. Let me add this banner. I want to put this down here. So this week is our quiz. All right. So now, before we get into the quiz, like I said, I'm gonna go into the last few characters that we did not get from last week. All right, so last week we didn't do Ma, Na, Sa. We didn't do Ma, Na, Sha, and Tha. Okay, but we are going to do them this week. Okay. That being said, and then we're going to do our quiz at the top of the hour. See, this is the class right here, Qadash. It ain't nobody when it's time to do the quiz. Everybody gonna have something to do. For the Hebrew class, you're gonna skip the test. You know what I mean? There's no consequences. It's like it. You know how it is in school. You skip all the classes and then come to the test. And here, people attend the classes, then they gonna skip the test just in case they don't know. You know what I mean? Only the lawyer, only the lawyer will survive. Most of our crazy is going on that block. Come on, yeah, spray the top. Good. It's upstairs. You might have to do it in a second. All right. So, as a matter of fact, when I play them videos, I'll go grab it for you. So we're gonna start with the character Ma. So let's go. I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Salak, I didn't even do my intro. Shalom, Anyakwatazian Mara, Mawarka Kayahayawam. What that means is peace, Israel. I'm Officer Mariah. I'm Officer Mariah, your teacher for the day. All right. I'm sorry. Boom, boom. Y'all grab this for y'all. This is the Hebrew info. Let me see if I sent it. Here we go. All right. Hebrew, English, Old Testament. I want the lexicon. Where is the lexicon? Boom, boom, boom. Salakia, y'all. I don't know if I put it in here last. It should have been the Lex. Here we go. Keyboard online. Boom, boom. Hebrew consonants. Salakia. These are the two videos that I wanted to play. But I found the Hebrew and English lexicon. Let me see that I put it in here with this. Might be this right here. No, not this, y'all. Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all get y'all questions ready as well. Like I said, this week is the quiz. We're taking the quiz this week. I'm gonna put it back up on here. All right, put it back up on here. Let me just find the. I want to find the lexicon though. The Hebrew and English lexicon of the Old Testament. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I sent it here or sent it somewhere else. Here it is, right here. Okay, here we go. Hold on. There we go. Right here. I was typing in the wrong thing, y'all. All right, so the Hebrew and English lexicon of the Old Testament. So we're going to start at it left off here, I believe, the character Ma. Okay. So let's go back. Where we at? Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go back just a tad bit. Big shout out to all the young men, all the newborn babies up in here, man. See, I know what y'all like to do, Qadash. Israel like to get it in. That's the problem. That's the problem, man. we got all these great somebodies that's being born, man. These future somebodies. All right, so we had the character Ma. Okay, now I'm gonna put this up on the screen. We're at the character Ma. Let me see if I can enlarge this somehow for what I want y'all to see. All right, so the character Ma is not much on it, right? On it as a beginning connector. It says the character Ma, the 13th letter, used as normal, number 40 in post-biblical Hebrew. I don't know if y'all can see it. The number 40 in post-biblical Hebrew. It's the number 40 is the 13th letter of the alphabet, and it equals the number 40 in our numerical system. Okay. So now with that being said, let's boom, boom, boom. Let me see what. Hold on, I didn't confuse my damn self. Where we at? There we go. I could listen, y'all. I'm going through the slides. I couldn't find out where the main screen was. All right. So that being said, y'all. So that's the character Ma. But I'm gonna go and we're gonna go down to page 1,000 and something. Let's try 1,080, I believe. First, let's see what this is. I believe it's 1,082, something like that. All right. Listen, we gotta let the young men war, man. He want to go to war, Quantazar. Young brother want to war. All right, where we at? 1,000. Let's try 1,082. I think that's what I'm looking for. Because they start going into some of these characters. Where we at? Nah. All right, so I just passed. All right, here we go. Ma, here we go. All right, so now I was close. 1,011.23. So the character Ma. The character Ma, it don't have much on it at all for the character Ma in the beginning. The character Ma at the beginning of a root word, Shalom on Christ. The character Ma at the beginning of a root word is used as from or of. Okay? It's used as from or of. It's from, for, or of. So y'all get this down. It's used as from, for, or of. Now, it doesn't say it right here. It didn't have much on the character Ma being used in the beginning of a root word. But if you notice right here, it has Ma, like the character Ma and the character Ha connected. Right? Now, that's a separate word. I didn't put it with the beginning connectors because it's not a beginning connector. This would be a separate word. Let me see if I can enlarge this for y'all to see. This would be a completely separate word, right? The character Ma and the character Ha, which is why I didn't go into it, okay? But the character Ma used at the beginning of a root word. Let me see if I can make a banner for this, for the Hebrew, for what I'm trying to say. Character Ma at the beginning of a root word, it equals from, for, or of, okay? So from, for, and then of last. There's a lot of beginning connectors that's used as of, all right? So that's Ma at the beginning of a root word. Now, they don't go into it much here in a lexicon, neither do they go into Na at the beginning of a root word. I think it might go into Sha back here, but when you look it up, it doesn't go into it in the lexicon. But we see it from everyday usage. I tried to hide it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Matter of fact, I listen. I'll get with you. You know what I mean? Knock at the joint like, why did I ask? I forgot about Israel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we ask, but we just being courteous. No, Most High in Christ. That's why you got a lot of UPK. Most High in Christ. Now, with that being said, I appreciate it. With that being said, we're going to get into the character Na. So the character Ma at the beginning of a root word is from, for, or of. From, for, or of. All right. Now let's go into the character Na. So you're going to scroll down a little bit. You're going to go about a page or two down. It should give us the character Na. So the character Na, it didn't give us, as you can see, it didn't give us anything on the character Na at the beginning of a root word. All right. It just went into the word Naba'a, right? Or Naba. Okay. So it didn't go into it at all. So let's go back and let's look up the word, let's go back into the dictionary. Let's see if we can find the character Na. This is Ma. Here we are, the character Na. Let's see what we have here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see where we at. Probably got a few more pages to go up, and then we'll see what they have. More than likely, they won't have very much on the character Na at the beginning of a root word. It's like they didn't have much for the character Ma at the beginning of a root word. All right, let me just do this. Let's keep going back. Let's click the button. It might be easier than me trying to scroll 1,000 times. All right, so now we're getting close. Naba. Here we are. All right. So now, Na at the beginning of a root word. Na at the beginning of a root word. Na is the 14th letter and is used as the number 50 in post-biblical Hebrew, which is right here. All right. So they don't go into na at the beginning of a root word. They just start with the actual words. All right. Now these are there are definitions, of course. So there's nothing that we can do if it don't go into it. But the reason why is, now I already knew it was gonna be nothing on the character na. But here's the thing. Here's the reason why. The character na at the beginning of a root word is a tense, right? The character na at the root word is a tense to say we will. This is gender neutral. We will. Okay. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. We will. I'm going to put this up on the screen for y'all. So it's a tense. Now, there's a reason why I wasn't going to go. I was going to leave it at ma. I was going to stop at ma and just, end off the connectors. But I said, why not? I might as well just give it to them. It's only 3. Well, it's 4, and we already did 1. 1 is ah. Ah is not really a beginning connector. Ah is a tense. Ah at the beginning of a root word is a tense. Aparium, I am fruitful, meaning the future tense. It was to say, I will be fruitful, right? I am fruitful, but in the future tense, meaning you're going to continuously be fruitful. And you can see even to this day, they're still fruitful. It wasn't just for that person. So is not a beginning connector either. But since we went over it, I said I have to go into the other beginning connectors, but I'll stop with just tha. I won't go in all the way into the tenses because tha is definitely a tense and is not a beginning connector. Neither is na, right? And neither is So really after ma, the only character is sha. Sha is not a tense. It is literally a beginning connector. Okay, so we're going to get into that next. Let's go into the character sha at the beginning of a root word. All right, let's look up the character sha. Let's go here. Let's pull this up here. Let's see where we at. Yeah, qua. Let's keep coming. Sha. All right, and then we went a little bit further into sha. Then ra, sha, tha. So we almost there. So let's click up a few pages. Let's see where we at. All right, here we go. Sha. Sha at the beginning of a root word. Sha is the 16th, is the 21st letter. Okay, the character sha, the 21st letter in the alphabet. They didn't put a numerical number on it, and I forget what the number is. I gotta go back to general Q. I don't know if it's might be because one is 100, then I think is 500 and 1,000, or it might be 100, 200, 300. Right? I forget how it goes, so I can't give you the number for sha, but I forget. I think it's one or two things. It's either 300 or it's 500. It's one of those two, right? And that's a fact. Now, with that being said, Salaki, I said 300 or 500. It's either 200 or 500. I'm sorry. With that being said, sha at the beginning of a root word. Let's go into what it means now. Let me see. We can scroll up to see if they put a little bit up here in the little bit further down. See if they put anything up here for sha. Mana sha. Let's see. Scroll up a little bit. Ra. Here we go. Let's see what we got for sha. Yeah, they didn't put anything for sha at the beginning of a root word. All right. Now let's go into it. So I'll give you the meaning of sha at the beginning of a root word. Remember, this is the week. This is our quiz week. So I'm giving you the last few. Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. I should add this up on the big screen. All right. So I'm giving y'all the last few characters that are beginning connectors before we start this quiz. But we're about to start the quiz. We only got one more character after this. So the character sha character Shah, when it's used, Shalom, sis, at the beginning of a root word, is used as which, like which one, pertaining to, okay, pertaining to, and is also used as that. All right, which, that, or pertaining to. Pertaining to, okay? That's what it's used as. When Shah is at the beginning of a root word, it's used as that, which, or pertaining to, okay? Now, with that being said, since I didn't cover these last time, I wanted to cover it in the last week's class. I wanted to get y'all the last 3 or 4 that we couldn't get to. But we're going to start our quiz. This is the quiz week. I just wanted to give y'all the last ones. So I ain't going to go too hard on y'all if y'all don't remember, even though we covered it the first week. The second week, I believe we did. I forget if we went over some of them. And the third week would be this week. So I got to give y'all the rest, even though we did cover it the first week. I don't know if you was able to take notes, but this is it for the second week. All right. I mean, for the because we didn't get to it last week, which was the second week. And now this is the third week, and we got to get to the quiz. So the character Tha, I might as well keep this up on the screen. Okay. So we're about to start the quiz, y'all. I'm just trying to get y'all the last of it. So now the character Tha. The character Tha at the beginning of a root word is really a tense. Shah was the last actual beginning connector, right? The character Tha is a tense, okay? And there's no way of saying it other than that. So, of course, there's nothing on the character Tha at the beginning of a root word because it's a tense. It has to do with past, present, or it has to do with identifying past, present, or future tense. Now, so you're not really going to find anything on the character Tha, but we'll go back into the definitions. Let's see if we can get Tha. Tha should be somewhere around here. Ra, Shah, and Tha got to be right here coming up. Shalash, the word shalom that everybody mispronounces and says shalom. You know, there's how you know they unlearn, but we ain't gonna go into it. We're gonna lead them out of our quiz today. All right. So like I said, I'm just giving you the last character. It's because we didn't go through it last week, even though Shah was the last character, but since I did and Na, I might as well give you Tha. Okay. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. I think I went past it. Boom, Shah. No, I didn't. Here we go. It is right here, right at the bottom. Tha. Now, the character Tha at the beginning of a root word. The character Tha is the 22nd letter in the alphabet, equaling 400. Okay. So it's not 1,000. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 200, 300, 400. So Tha is the character 400. So the character Shah, it was 300, right? The character Shah was 300. That's the numerical number. Just like we can write the word 300, THREE, the rest of it. Or you can just write the number 300, right? In our language, you can write out the word 300, or you can put the character Shah. You can write out the word 400, or you can put the character Tha. We got a numerical system. So we got 22 letters, or what America calls 22 letters. We got 22 characters from all the way to Tha. So would be the number 1. Then once you get to the number, I believe the 9th or the 10th character, that goes to 20. 90, 100, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. All the way up to 100, Salakia, then 200, 300, 400. All right. With that being said, so that's the numerical number for the character tha. But the character tha at the beginning of a root word, what is used as the character tha at the beginning of a root word. Remember, I told you it's not a tense. I mean, it's not a beginning connector. Tha is really a tense, but I decided to break it, sort of take two of its tense meanings, because these are the only two that if you find it at the beginning of a root word, there's no other attachments onto it, that this is exactly what it means. So I decided to take these two and use them for the class. So tha at the beginning of a root word is you will or she will. It's a future tense to say you will or she will. That's tha at the beginning of a root word. Okay? So, like I said, I just took two of its meanings from the tenses, and this is the only thing it'll mean. If you see tha, tha dabar, right? It means you will speak, right? Or you will, whatever some of the other meanings for dabar is. Or she will speak, whatever some of the other meanings for dabar is, like word. Like she's the word, tha dabar, right? Tha dabar, she will speak, because you can't use word, because it's saying it's a future tense to say you will do something, right? So she will speak, or tha dabar, you will speak, and the you is masculine, and so it's you masculine. I forgot to put that up there, y'all. So let me correct this. Tha at the beginning of a root word is you will masculine, right? So it is masculine for you will. So the you is talking about a man, of course, right? And then it's also saying she will. Now you'll notice this in our language, that you can say you or you can say she, right? But the you will be masculine and the she will be feminine, but it'll be the same way to say it, right? And now let me finish typing this so I can give you all the complete understanding, the complete thought of what I'm trying to say, right? So tha is you will, but it's masculine. And I put a plus sign and it should have been an equal sign. Y'all gotta bear with me, right? So it's tha to say you will. So is how you hear with your rib, right? So you say, if I was speaking to you, I would say tha something like you will guard tonight. Tha shamar, you will. But if she was standing next to you, I would still look at you and I would say tha shamar the kids. And you will know I'm saying she will watch, she will guard the children, because it's the same way. If I'm speaking to you, I'm saying you, but if it's a sister next to you, it's imagine talking to a male and speaking about her, which is the correct order things should be in. I shouldn't be talking to your rib saying, look, you going, and your husband is right there. You know what I mean? I can say, look, she going to do this, boom, 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 boom. This is what the sister's going to do. That's the correct order. Or else you're going to end up with the Christian church. No, not in here, but outside of the rules of God that we follow. People who don't follow these rules, they're going to end up with a Christian church society in their organization. Because before you know it, they'd be like, hey, can I speak to your rib? You know what? We brothers, I don't even need to call you. Hey, what's up, girl? Like damn, that's how your pastor got caught doing his thing. Because of course, people are vile and evil and don't have no love or brotherhood for the sisters or the brothers in their organization. That's not the case in the I.S.U.P.K, and that's not the case in the Bible, and it's not the case here because we follow the Bible. So the character tha is used as you will masculine or she will, because just like I said, it's like talking to the husband or talking to the brother or talking to the father or talking to the uncle. I mean, about, you know, the sister or the woman, talking to a man about the sister. So I can say, you will drive down the street, or I'll be talking to the brother saying she will drive down the street. All right. Like, so just get that understanding. So now, before we get into our quiz, I'm gonna recap the last 4 that we didn't get last week. Ma at the beginning of a root word is used as from, for, or of. From, for, or of. This is ma shamar. This is from the guard, right? This is ma shamar. This is for the guard, right? Or ma shamar, this is of the guard. So Qadash is on a vest. The vest is ma shamar, that's of the guard department, of the shamar department, right? Or it's for the shamar department, or it's from the shamar department. It's all the same thing. We completely understood that. I hope so. Now let's get into the character na. Let's recap the character na. The character na at the beginning of a root word is we will, and it's gender neutral. Ain't got to worry about no masculine or feminine. It's we will. All right, we will. Na shamar yashala. We will guard Israel. We will keep Israel. We will watch over Israel. We will watch Israel. The I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. na shamar. We will watch. All right. So now let's get into the character Shah. So the character Shah at the beginning of a root word is saying that which or pertaining to. That which or pertaining to. So how can I say this is pertaining to? I would say Shabayav. Shabayav. This is pertaining to the house. Or I can say Shabayav, which house? Right? All right, right. I can say Hashabayav, which house? Starting it off with the character ha to say, to form the question, which one, which house? Which house? Which brother, right? Right. Sha'ak, which brother? Or I can say Sha'ak, that brother, right? So that which or pertaining to, and the which is like which one, okay? So that's the character Shah when it's at the beginning of a root word. Now last is the character Tha at the beginning of a root word. Tha shamar is you will masculine. Tha at the beginning is you will masculine. Tha shamar, she will, right? So you will or she will. You will for the man, she for the woman. And that's it. So I hope y'all studied up, man. I hope y'all really studied. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play these 2 videos. Give y'all some time to see y'all. See, I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm gonna give y'all some time to act like you watching these videos, but really go over your notes, right? Really, you got a couple minutes to go over your notes and try to remember. I'm gonna play these 2 videos in the spirit of brotherhood. All right. Like I said, see, in the world, you might cut class and then try to come for the test. Well, that was back in the day. You'll try to be there for the test, to take the test, to act like you was there and you studying and doing work. I don't know if they still do that today. Today they just cut all of it, and you just come back later, and get your GED in prison, which is terrible. But that's just how you do it. Or you go to night school later on in life, right? So what we used to do back in the day, I don't think they do anymore. But back in the day, you would cut class and then try to come take the test, just so your grades can still be good. It's a little bit different in the truth. In the truth, they come to class and then you skip over the test just in case you might be wrong because you ain't been studying. So it's still the same way. All right. So now let me go to me pull this up. All right, let me get these two videos ready for y'all. I'm gonna play these two videos, man. Y'all get your studying up. Do what you got. All right, do what you got to do. Let me hold on. Skip this. Boom. Here we go. Bang. Share this tab. Wham. There we go. Okay. All right, y'all. Here we go. So these ain't got nothing to do with the quiz. I'm giving y'all some time. Giving y'all some time to go ahead and get your study, and then we about to get into this quiz. I'm gonna play this first video. And Qadash, can you just come over and switch the second video? I'm gonna grab this key for Ibad. Ibad was standing right there, like, don't forget about me. Most High in Christ. I knew it was something I had to do. Ibad, you know what? I can't grab you the key. So no, I'm messing with you, brother. No, man. Let me just get this second video ready for y'all, and then we gonna go into it. We gonna get into it. So this will be the second one that you go into, Qadash. All right, so we got the first one. So it's right next to it. Yeah, that one right there. So let me play this for y'all. I'm gonna get out the way. Hold up. Y'all go ahead and watch this and pretend to study your notes. Pretend to watch it and go ahead and study the notes.
This is a moment in Jewish history. Until the mid-19th century, most Jews in the land of Israel spoke Yiddish, Ladino, Russian, or other languages. When the Zionist movement began to return to the Jewish homeland, they began to revive the ancient Hebrew language. The initiator of this revival of modern Hebrew was Eliezer ben Yehuda. He started the Hebrew Language Academy, which published the first modern Hebrew dictionary in 1910. He and his colleagues created words for modern everyday things not found in ancient Hebrew. Today, Jewish people all over the world write and speak the language, and countless books of all kinds have been published in Hebrew, including Nobel Prize-winning literature by S.Y. Agnon. Major streets have been named after Ben Yehuda in cities throughout the country. This Jewish History Moment was brought to you by Israel National Radio.
Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Hebrew questions. The question for this lesson is, just what is the difference between biblical and modern Hebrew? Now, you may be attracted to Hebrew for any number of reasons. Perhaps you want to communicate with friends or family, or maybe you're interested in studying the many religious and classical texts written in Hebrew. Depending on your reasons for learning Hebrew, you may end up learning one of two very different languages. Biblical or classical Hebrew was an ancient language that first emerged in the 10th century BC. Over the next centuries, the ancient Hebrew people used it to communicate and to take a record of their history, religion, philosophy, poetry, and culture. A portion of this literary record formed the basis of Hebrew scriptures and also what came to be called the Bible. During the Roman period, the language evolved beyond recognition and later fell out of use in daily life, but it lived on in religious contexts. Hebrew experienced a revival in the late 19th century as part of the larger Zionist movement. Thanks to the effort of Eliezer ben Yehuda, who prepared the first modern Hebrew dictionary, people started using Hebrew again to communicate with one another as they went about their lives. But because of the influence of European languages, Hebrew changed. Grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, not a single aspect of the language went untouched by the transformation. And like any other modern language, Hebrew continues to change. So, for example, the word I or me in biblical Hebrew is Anochi. This same word has changed in modern Hebrew to Ani. Besides this change in pronunciation, modern Hebrew got a lot of new words from languages like French and German. For example, the word concrete or beton came from French, while schnitzel or schnitzel came from German. And of course, there are new words to describe things that did not exist in ancient times, like electricity, חשמל, computer, מחשב, car, מכונית, telephone, telephone. At this point in history, someone familiar only with biblical Hebrew would not be able to communicate very well with contemporary native speakers. At the same time, a modern Hebrew speaker cannot easily read the Bible. How was it? Pretty interesting, right? Do you have any more questions? Leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. להתראות.
All right, y'all. All right, so that was it. That was both videos, right? Quantaza. That was both videos, right? All right, so it's time for the quiz, y'all. It's time for the quiz. Hold on. I can't remember which email I used. Oh, damn. I see where I went wrong. Hold on. I think I'm good. Yeah, I put in the wrong password. All right, so now we're about to get into it, man. We about to go straight into our quiz. I hope y'all been studying, man. The beginning connectors. Just give me 1 second. Y'all got a little bit more time to go over y'all notes as I prepare to put this quiz up on the screen. I got a tiny bit more time to go over this, all right? Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. So remember the beginning connectors quiz. Hold on, let me turn this off real quick. Let me mute it. Let me share this instead. Boom. Here we go. We up. So what y'all gonna have to do is y'all see that I think it's over here. Y'all see that that little QR code, and what you can do is you can go to Kahoot.it or you can download the Kahoot app. But this barcode is easier. You just scan the barcode and take you right there. I don't even think you have to put in the pin. You just scan in the barcode. Let me show y'all real quick. I put the barcode up here. I'll do it myself just to show you. Wham. Okay. Hold on. I don't know what I just did. I think I clicked the wrong thing. Let me take it off here. Thought I clicked it. I must have moved it away or something. Hopefully I can get it on there. I don't know. I can't. I think it might be too small for me up here. It's coming up and going away. There we go. All right, here we go. So I just clicked on it and it's loading right here. Yeah, no, it just asked me my name. Boom. So now it's two ways that I could have done this. I'm also put the quiz back out after we done, just in case y'all want to have somebody else take it or you want to take it again, just to see if you'll pass it, or do better than you did on the live. Just let me know. All right. Now, so what I'll do is I'll go through it myself just in case somebody can't get in on it. You know what I mean? So the pin is 886-441. Oh wait, 4411. Let's enter in on here. All right. So now I put student. Put UPK student. I forgot. From my screen, it might not look like what y'all gonna see. From what I'm sharing, it might look UPK student. All right, here we go. So I'm sharing this, but I believe I'm sharing it from a different point of view than y'all. Let me see. All right. So let me see if I start this. Hope I don't get nothing away. Oh, yeah, this is what I had to do. Here we go. Beginning connectors quiz, y'all. We starting 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold up. Let me get some stuff out the way. Doing a bunch of different stuff. Let me get me out the way, and I'll take off this beginning connectors quiz. Let me see the banner. So translate the character "ah" at the beginning of a root word, and I thought I gave y'all more time to get it. Hold on, let me see something. Let me go back real quick. I just want to hold on. Just want to edit something. I thought I saved the time on there being a certain amount of time. Hold on, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I think for each one is a different time limit. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me go here. I think some of the last ones I put the newer time limit on there. I just gotta refix this real quick. So I'm gonna take it off the screen. Y'all in luck. Not luck, but hope. I guess. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix the time limit on some of these questions. Go ahead. It's right here. I am the bar, Bob. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the time. I didn't know that I had to do the time for each one. The time is too quick for anybody to be able to do it. So I gotta manually change it for each one, y'all. All right. So y'all bear with me on a quiz. In fact, I can leave it up there. Y'all can continue to see it. I'm gonna just try to get me out the way. I'm gonna give y'all more time on this first question, even though this technically ain't even a beginning connector. It's still good. Boom. All right. Should be cool. I didn't know I had to do that for all of them. Jeez. Yeah, only the last one had the correct amount of time on there. So let's see. All right, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. We'll just hop straight into it and go straight to the next question once I'm done here. Okay, all right, here we go. Save. Done. Boom, boom, boom. Done. You know what I might have to do, y'all? I might gotta take it down for real quick. And y'all can type in y'all answers too in the comments too. You ain't just gotta do the quiz. If you wanna type your answer in on the comments too, that's good too. I'll take that as well. All right, so I'm gonna bring me back just because I gotta redo the process over. I gotta do it all again. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta go to start. Boom, and I have to redo it. Let me go here. Okay. Music off there for y'all. Boom, there we go. All right, so now I gotta come back and do it again. Gotta sign in again. Just give me 1 second, y'all. So y'all get a little bit more time. It's about to go down. Okay. I'm gonna make this big screen for everybody. Just in case y'all want to do it that way as well. I'll put in UPK student again, and we're gonna start. And like I said, y'all can type in y'all questions too online because I know that this might take y'all away from where we trying to go. It might take you away from the class if you're trying to do it on your phone and you watching class on your phone. So we'll just skip straight to Ba. I'll just give an answer. Actually, I can just give you the answer at the end. Just that'll be good for the class as well. So translate the character "a" attached to the beginning of a root word. Okay, what is the character "a" attached to the beginning of a root word? So you got at, by, with, on, in as the first choice. You got for the second choice. You got I or I am for the third choice. You got and, but, therefore, notwithstanding. So you got to translate at the beginning, attached to the beginning of a root word. Let me do this too. I'm not sure if I can put this up for it to say quiz. So let me see something. Let me see if I can do it without it. No, it's covering up the answers. There's nothing I can do, y'all. It's just gonna cover up the answers. Ain't too much I can do. We got the young soldiers in the building. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So time is about to be up. I'm gonna give the answer at the end of it too, but y'all can also type in your questions. Type in your answers at the beginning too. All right. So because I didn't choose an answer there, I wasn't able to get it. But the correct answer was the answer I or I am. I attached to the beginning of a root word is I or I am. Okay, as you can see, it is right here. This is the correct answer. Oh, wait, so I ain't got to give you the answer. Wait, I can just let the time run out and we can keep going. So that's perfect. I don't even got to give you the answer. All right. So this is how you translate I at the beginning of a root word. When it's attached to the beginning of a root word, it is I or I am. Okay. It's used as I or I am when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Let's go to the next one. Oh, okay. Shalom, we got a student in here. Let's go. So I don't got to give you the answer. I can just let the time run out. There we go. So that's better. And then it'll pop up at the end anyway. So translate ba attached to the beginning of a root word. The character ba attached to the beginning of a root word. And your options are at, by, with, in, or on. Okay, somebody picked it. Somebody picked an answer. All right. I think we're waiting on another person to pick an answer. Oh, the time ran out? Okay, the time ran out. So the first option was at, by, with, in, or on, and that was the correct answer. That is the correct translation for ba when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. All right. When you see ba attached to the beginning of a root word, is used as at, by, on, in, or with. And the main one is in. But I didn't want to just give it away. But the main usage of it is in. It's in or on or at or by or with. All right. So let's keep going. Let's go to the next. Somebody picked an answer. Okay, let's keep going. Boom, let's keep going. Translate the character da attached to the beginning of a root word. When the character da is attached to the beginning of a root word, your options are I or I am, for, from, or do. Y'all can also just type y'all answers into the chat as well. You don't gotta go through the whole thing and trying to put it up on the Just type your answers into the chat, and boom, there we go. So this is the beginning connectors quiz, y'all. Translate the character da when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. I would have loved for them to let me decorate this little classroom in here, but they don't let you do all that. I put some shields up it. It look like the school. You feel me? But I ain't gonna throw y'all off. Y'all go ahead. Got 10 seconds left. 5. Okay. So that was time. So translate da when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. The character da is translated as do. When it's attached to the beginning of a root word, it is translated as do. Okay? Let's get on to the next one. Translate ha attached to the beginning of a root word. When the character ha is attached to the beginning of a root word, it is translated as option 1, the or of. It's translated as for, or it's translated as from, or it's translated as do. Yeah, you can pick one of these options. The character ha when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Okay, so time has run out, I believe. Or did it? All right. So the character ha, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is used as the or of. The or of when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Ha Mashiach, the anointed. Right? The anointed. Habayath Saparium, the school. Right? So it's used as the or of when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. All right, so let's keep going. Translate wa attached to the beginning of a root word. Wa, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is used as to, of, from, and, but, therefore, notwithstanding. You can pick any one of these options. The character wa, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, what is it translated as? Like I say, y'all can type y'all answers in the chat too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Got about 30 seconds left. Translate the character wa attached to the beginning of a root word. I see why teachers give tests. It's about the easiest thing to do. You sit back, the kids, they all, doing what they do. You ain't even paying attention to them. Classroom quiet. Got 2 seconds left. Okay, time is up. So the correct answer is wa attached to the beginning of a root word is used as and, but, therefore, notwithstanding, nevertheless, moreover. That's what it's used as. It's used as and. Okay. So let's get on to the next one. Translate the character Yah attached to the beginning of a root word. Character Yah, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, what is it translated as? the or of. He is also they when the character Y is at the end, or you have for, and you also have do. It's either one of those options. So Yah, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is used as he, and is also used as they when the character Y is at the end. So you got Yah at the beginning and Y at the end. It's translated as they. And also when you see just the character Y at the end, it's also translated as they, and that's a slang form. But usually when you see the Yah at the beginning and Y at the end, then it's translated as they. All right, so that was good. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, sign Christ. Translate the character ka attached to the beginning of a root word. The character ka attached to the beginning of a root word, you have a few options right at the bottom. What is it translated as when it's attached to the beginning of a root word? Okay, somebody's studying. Somebody know what they're doing out there. Somebody been paying attention. So, the character ka, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, the character ka is used as or like. Ka kwataza, kara. So, like kwataza kara, right? Ka kwataza kara, as kwataza kara, right? Ka akwathin, as the sisters. Ka akwathin, like the sisters, okay? So that's the character ka when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Let's keep going. We got some superstars in the class. Translate la when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, the character la. You got quite a few options here. Okay. Somebody said, so we got some answers. I believe the time ran out. Okay. Big shout out to all the superstars in the classroom answering all the questions and typing in your answers and putting your answers in the chat. Water to everybody, all right? So, the character la. The character la, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is used as to or of. Now, if you notice, of is used in a lot of these beginning connectors. It's not the main usage. The actual word for of is shal. The character shal and the character la connected. That's the literal word for of, shal, right? When it says King of Kings, Lord of Lords, right? Malak, shal malakim, right? King of Kings. Then you got Adawan, shal Adawanyam, Lord of Lords. So it has its own actual word. But in a slang form, of is assumed. Therefore, Salaki, therefore, it's not really written. And the main way that it's written is through the character ha. But it's also used through the other characters like la, that we on right now, and a few more that I ain't gonna give you because we didn't go over yet. So la, when it's the translation for the character la, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is to or of. That was the correct answer. Let's keep going. Okay. Translate the character ma attached to the beginning of a root word. Here we go. So the character ma, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is translated as from, for, or of. From, for, or of. So whenever you see the character ma attached to the beginning of a root word, you should know that it's saying from something, for something, or of something. What do we have that's always has ma at the beginning of it? I'll think of something later, right? I don't have it at the top of my head right now. That would have been a good thing to do. Give you all the examples as well. But the character ma, when it's attached at the beginning of a root word, it's from, for, or of. I think Mama Karaf, right? I remember we read that in when we read Leviticus 23rd chapter. I just can't remember what Karaf is. All right. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. There's a few ones. All right. So let's keep going. Ma, when it's attached at the beginning of a root word, is from, for, or of. Translate the character na when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Oh, it's getting good now, y'all. It's getting good. So the character na attached to the beginning of a root word is we will. It's gender neutral, right? A man or a female, either one of y'all can say this, is no rule. It goes for both genders, right? Now when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, is used as we will. It's a tense. It's not even the beginning connector, but I just threw it in there because we did ah. Ah is not really a beginning connector. It's a tense. But it's good to have them all. You can categorize it the way I did it as beginning connectors for the way I'm using it, but you'll see the tenses in a second. Because after this quiz, next week we're going into the ending connectors. Then once we do the ending connectors, then we will start the actual tenses and past tense. We'll do that for 3 weeks. Present tense, do that for 3 weeks. Future tense, we'll do that for 3 weeks. All right, and we'll get to understand how to speak this language, how to speak our language. So now when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, it's used as we will for male and female. All right, let's keep going. Translate tha when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. I think I was supposed to put sha here, but I think I did sha, didn't I? So Salaki about that for not having it in order for y'all. So translate tha when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Okay, all right. Okay, somebody knew this one. Somebody knew what tha meant, even though we just went over it, but I ain't taking none from nobody. I believe y'all studying, y'all know what y'all talking about. So now, translate tha when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. That was a little too fast. Y'all be knowing stuff. y'all be knowing. So tha translated at the beginning of a root word is you will masculine or she will feminine. All right. So remember the example I gave is like you talking to a brother, you saying you will do this. But when a sister next to him and you talking about the sister, you're still speaking to the brother, to her head. You saying she will do this. All right. Instead of trying to go directly to that sister when she has an authority right in front of her, all right? So you speak to the brother, you say, she will do this. So that's how you translate tha when it's attached to the beginning of a root word. Let's keep going. Oh, we did it. We did it. Hold on. Hold on. We did it. So we went over there and killed the game. All right, hold on. Oh, damn, somebody really killed them in here. Oh, all right, okay. Big shout out to Nessa. Big shout out to you. You came in number 1. All right. Just putting them answers up on the board. So now, let's get it. All right. Now, with that being said, so that was the quiz. The quiz was fairly quick because I see y'all knew what the hell y'all was talking about. Some of y'all went and studied. So listen, Qadash, that's what they did. They watched that video. They went and looked at the notes. Watched the 2 videos. I caught on. That's what I would have done. I would have said, "Oh, really? We get to watch a movie? Good." Back there, just That's what I would have done. So big shout out to y'all. Congratulations to y'all. Y'all done took the quiz, man. Listen, so all right, moving forward. Next week, we're going to go into the ending connectors. We're going to start on the ending connectors, and you'll see all the ending connectors. Now, here's what you have to learn how to do, right? You have to learn how to identify each one. So I'll give you an example. Now let's go into the Blue Letter Bible real quick. Let's go into the Blue Letter Bible. All right, let's type this up. And we'll just read Genesis. Let's just go to Genesis 1:1. Easy, start there. We'll go to Genesis 1:8 right here. It just popped up. Or Genesis 18. I don't know what they was trying to put in, but we'll go to Genesis 18. All right. All right, it was Genesis 1:8 that they was trying to put in. Okay. So here we go. Genesis 1:8. Y'all see how clean that this here we go. Genesis 1:8. Now y'all see how clean this is? No dots or anything. There's a reason for that. The reason for this is it has a box that says show cantillation marks. And it says show vowel points. You know, the vowel points is what the oppressor used to change our language to Yiddish, right? To give our language these letters was universally used at one time. So they had Yiddish with these same letters, right? But just like they had English and all the other languages with these same specific letters that came out of the Assyrian captivity, all right? So with this being said, the dots they use to change these Hebrew words to give them Yiddish pronunciations. Now, that's just a little bit of dots, but if you add the cantillation marks, then you got all types of damn alien uniforms and all that crazy dots and slashes. I just said aliens because you know this is what they show us on the TV, but you know that ain't real. But anyway, that's what we got, alien writing under the damn words and in between the words, right? So, of course, we get to take that off. And now it's back to the basic Hebrew. So with that being said, right, let's just read Genesis, and I'll show you what I mean when I say identify what is get used to identifying the connectors. And it's good to quiz yourself every now and then because you'll always have to use it. And it's good to just continuously read the Hebrew. What I would do is I would read Hebrew. Sometimes if you catch the bus, you be on a bus or the train and just go ahead and read the Hebrew out and then look at the English at what it's saying in English. And you'll start to see, like, okay, especially at the beginning, like this right here, what's the English to what we're about to read? So let's read the English first. It says, and God, this is Genesis 1:8, and God called, right, the firmament heaven. But the first part is, and God, right? So you would think in English, and then God, but you know know anything about Hebrew, this word ain't the word that they use for God. This is the word that we used and that was mistranslated for God. It was Alahayim, which meaning powers, the powers, and is literally plural for a reason. The powers, right? So you know that this word right here is not saying God or powers like this word is. So you see Y at the beginning. What is Y used as at the beginning of a root word? It's used as and. Then you also see Yah, right? What is Yah used as at the beginning of a root word? It's used as he. But this Yah right here is giving, it's still saying he. It's saying he, but the way we talk today, you don't have to say it. And I mean, you still have to say it when you speak the Hebrew, but it's not written. It's used to identify who's talking. That's better. Because as you can see right here where it says and called, you don't see and he called. Even though it's written and he called. Right? Because the Yah in this case, the he, is just showing that someone else is speaking. And that someone else is who we call the powers or the power. Who they mistranslated as God, right? When we speaking about now this right here, I believe, depending on the context, once we read it, it can be the Most High or it can also be the angels, because we call them the powers too, referring to the fact that they have power, of course, but it's all through the fact that the Most High gave them an order. And they're doing the will of the Most High. So we're not referring to them as a God. We're saying the powers, meaning the order of the Most High. So just like when we say you speaking with Commanding General YAHANNA, if you're talking to me or talking to another brother in the school, because we speak through, we speak for, how they say, we speak for Commanding General YAHANNA, because we are representing what he taught us. We're representing the order established under him. And it's the same thing with the term powers or the power. So this and he, the he is referring to the power. And then whatever this word is, which is quara'ah, which is called, right? Or I should have highlighted it from right to left. Quara'ah, which is called, and he called the powers. And he called the powers, but what it's saying in English is, and the powers called, and the power called, and God called, and he called God something, something, something. So it's the action word, and then it tells you who the action is from, who the action is of, who this action belongs to. And he, speaking of whoever I'm about to say after this, called. And he called God. The he was speaking of God, was speaking of the power. Right? Alahayim, God, or Hebrew. Or Hebrew, or the powers is the accurate translation. But you see the and in the beginning, the Y at the beginning to say and. That's what I mean by identifying it. Identifying the connectors. You have to read the Hebrew to know what it's saying. So I'll give you another example, right? We got la, quayum. Salaki. La, quayai. La, quayai. Right? So this word, you see, it has a la at the beginning. It has the character la. What is the character la used as in the beginning of a root word? It's used as to or of, and it's also used as for in some context, right? But it's used as motion, as towards, right? To, towards, or of, meaning to in motion towards or to or into or unto, not into, but unto something, right? And he called the power La Raquayai Shamayim, to Raquayai Shamayim. And we're going to get into this next, but this is heaven. We're going to get into this next because it has the character Shah at the beginning of the root word. And you'll now this is a whole root word, but it's built to be that way. So the character La, let's go to the next word and see what is. Oh, matter of fact, Salaki, I can click on it. So as you can see, the firmament, and he called unto the firmament, and he called to the firmament, and he called of the firmament, and he called the firmament, right? But to is motion or unto or to, right? And is also used to show reflection, to reflect. And he called to the firmament, or reflecting the firmament, talking about the firmament, right? I believe is also on account of. I believe this one is on account of, right? But all those that we went through last week was just to show the reflect to talk about it, to reflect on what it's talking about, just like it says on the account of. I don't want to do too much talking, right? But that's what I'm trying to explain. So unto the firmament, or on the account of the firmament, or about the firmament, because about, right? Meaning speaking of the firmament. And he called the power to the firmament, and then he called it what? Shah Mayum, right? Shah Mayum, Shah Mayum, La Raquayai Shah Mayum, right? So you got La, and then you have Shah at the beginning. So you got to or unto, or to meaning towards, or because of, on account of, because of, reflecting, talking about the firmament. He called the firmament Shah Mayum. Shah at the beginning of a root word, when it's attached to the beginning of a root word, it is saying what? What is it saying? It's saying that which, or pertaining to. Mayum, if we click this word, Shemayim is heaven. If we click on the concordance number, you got Shemayim, right? From an unused root, meaning to be lofty. I wouldn't believe that, right? Because Mayum is water, right? Because yum is water, Mayum is water, right? Or Mayum is of or from water. Shamayim is pertaining to, from the waters or of the waters, right? So that is, in essence, Shemayim. Boom. Let's go here, right? It has Shemaya, which is plural heaven, from the roots, i.e. firmament. If you come down, Ha Shemayim, heaven and earth, speaking about heaven, right? Now let me go to Mayum, which is water. So let's go back, and I'll show you what I mean by the waters, right? Mayum, because this is Shemayim. Let's go to Mayum. If we go, and he separated the waters above from the waters that was beneath on the face of the. Let's click this right here. This one says upon the face of the waters, right? No, wait. Let's do. And he put, and so this is Genesis 1:6. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Let it divide waters from waters." Right. So here we go. Now we're going to look up the word water. Ha Mayum. You see this? It says Ha Mayum. Now right here, the Mayum says waters. So we click on it, Mayum. It says dual of a primitive noun, but used in a singular sense, right? Waters, 551 times. Also used as urine, right? You got to pee, you got to urinate, you got to mayum. They know what that means. You got to let the water out, right? Now you got maya is water. You got mawa as water. And then you also have yum as water, okay? Because it comes from the root word yum as well. But that's a whole other thing. You'll learn it at the ending connectors that yum is also where they get water from as well. It's from yum, okay? Which is plural, because water is a lot. It ain't a little bit, right? Even when you gotta urinate, it feels like a lot and not a little bit. So I just want to give you that, right? So now let's go back. Let's go back. Matter of fact, we can stay here. We can do a little bit here in verse 6, especially because it had the character ha. So the character ha, when it's used at the beginning of a root word, is used as the or of. Ha was the water. Of the waters. Of was assumed. It wasn't written in. It was assumed to say of, and then ha, the, and then waters, mayum. So it's just all about identifying. It's all about identifying these beginning connectors. So right here we got bathawak. So let's see if this ba here is a beginning connector, or if it's attached to the root word. Or if it's a part of the root word. So you see it here, ba, which means it's not a part of the root word. You got thawak, right? Thawak, which is mist. Big shout out to Officer Priest and Officer Thawak and congratulations to that brother on his baby girl, man. He about to have a baby. Get that brother a hand. Just found out he about to have his first daughter. All right, well, his first child, and it's a baby girl. Listen, my first child was a baby girl. She ain't a baby no more. She ain't a baby no more, but I still call her my baby girl. Now she got another baby sister on the way. All right, but this character ba, use that Salaki for the side note. This character ba is used as in. And now here the word the is assumed. So the and of can be assumed. It can be assumed. It don't have to be written in the word. It's assumed. Of is assumed. The is assumed. All right. Not unless it's written in, then you know that it's saying the. Or else you can just say the. You can assume it's saying the or of the. Right? So because our language is slang, you ain't gotta do all that. It ain't got to be all super proper like Esau. We write slang and we speak slang. Let me check and see if y'all got any questions in the chat. Y'all don't. Okay. All right, Salaki, y'all. Just wanted to check in and see what y'all had. All right, so let's go. Let's get back into it. So now, ba at the beginning of a root word. In the midst. In the midst. In. Ba, the character ba. In. Thawak is mist or the mist. The was assumed, the mist. Okay, and then like I said, we just did ha. We did the waters or of the waters, right? You see the character wahaya. We're saying and, but, nevertheless, now therefore, right? Let's see what it's saying. And let it. Haya, the verb to be. Haya, let it. And let it. Wa yahaya. Wa yahaya. And let it, from the root word haya. Wa yahaya. Okay. Now here we go. We got ma. We got ma ba dayal. I'm pretty sure. Here's another thing that you'll learn about the beginning connectors, right? Let me show y'all something. You see how the character ba is at the beginning of the alphabet? The character ba won't ever be behind another beginning connector. This is how I identify that it's saying wa, ya, and then the root word. Because this right here is before the character ya. So it won't never be Yahweh unless you do in the present tense, which you'll see in a second. Because this would be in between the first two characters. In this case, the first two characters would be Amar. Right? It would be Awamar. Right? And it's just like that. You won't never see these two be switched. Yahweh, he, and then and. It'll always be right. It'll always be this character is before the character Yah in the alphabet. So this beginning connector is going to come before the character Yah. It outranks the character Yah as the connectors. All right. So this is how I know that ba was, it could have not been a part, it could have been a part of the root word. Bathawak could have been the full root word, and it could have had no connector because ba is right at the beginning of the alphabet. Ain't nothing going to come before it but ah. So it's always going to come before another connecting word. The only thing we would have to think about is tha a part of the root word? Is it saying ba tha something, right? Meaning tha as the tense to say you will or she will. So that's all you would have to worry about. But then you only left with waka, and ka could be a tense. Ka is an ending connector. So just having wa, it depends. So it will more than likely be thawak is the root word. Ba thawak. And that's just knowing our structure. Certain things is impossible to ever occur because we have an order and a structure in Hebrew, right? So you got wa yahaya, right? And let it, and then ma badayal. So I know that badayal is the root word from the word badal. Badayal is the root word because ma as a connecting character would never come before ba, because ba is the second letter in the alphabet and ma doesn't come till later. It will never be before it. So it's obvious that this is the root word. Anything behind ma is the root word, and that's how you identify it. And now I'll do a video on that as well, right? I'll do a video just showing how you identify these connectors. Like we learn what they are. Now this is how you identify if it's any, if it is if it's attached to the root word or not, because it's rules, right? So ma badayal, divide, of dividing, of division, right? From division, for dividing, to divide, of dividing, not two, but for meaning two, right? This is for the cause. This is donated to the cause. You get what I'm trying to say. Is there any questions in the room? I don't want to just keep going. Let me slow down. Salaki, let me see if there's any questions in the room or online. All right, cool. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So let's go back. Where we at? The blue letter. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do this. All right, here we go. So this is just a little bit of identifying the root word. Once again, la. Now, la comes before ma. So, of course, la would be on the outside of it. But la, mayum is a common root word. So, to the waters, of the waters, to or of, unto, on account of, because of the waters, unto the waters, reflecting, to reflect, like I said, and the reflection is on account of, right? to me to be talking about it, right? About the waters, to the waters, unto the waters, for not for, of the waters, right? Of water. So in Hebrew, you got, and he said, the powers, haya, right? Meaning let it, right? Raquayum, or let, or be the firmament, or let it be the firmament, or let it be a firmament, bathawak, in the mist. So let me show you what I'm trying to do. I don't want to think it might be better if I do this. And he said, the powers, or God, and God said, Yahaya, let it be, right? Or let it be a, or let it be Raquayai, let it be a firmament, just for the root word, a firmament, right? Ba, a would be assumed. Ba, thawak, in the mist, ha, ma, yum. Trying to click the thing off, it wouldn't let me, y'all. I'm sorry. Ha, ma, yum, of, or of the waters, of the waters. And he said, God, and God said, let it be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Wahaya, and let it be ma badayao. Let it be for dividing. Let it be of dividing. Let it divide. Ma badayao. Let it divide. Bayan. Let it divide. Bayan. I'm not sure what bayan is. I'm trying to remember it, but I can't think of it. Right? Bayan is from. Okay, is used as from in this case. All right, could be an old root word, because sometimes we had old root words. Between, betwixt, asunder, within, between, out of, from. So this one is between, among, from, among the midst, between them. All right, that's why it's saying from. So hold on. What I do? Let me go back up. All right, good. Here we go. Let me go back. So let it divide right here, which we have, and let it divide. Here we go. Divide. Bayan. Let it for dividing, of division, from dividing, or let it divide. Ma badayao, between. Let it divide between. Let it divide from. Right? Let it divide amongst, between water to water, or waters of waters, or from waters, or of, or on account of the waters. Right? Let it divide water to water. That's what it's saying. Let it divide water to water, or let it divide from the waters. Let it divide waters, the waters, to the waters. Let it divide the waters to the waters. Between the water to the water. Like we said, between the window to the wall, from the window to the wall, from the water to the water. Okay, let it divide. So, and that's pretty much how you would identify. So let's pick, you know what? Let's do this, y'all. Let's go further into the Bible. Let's travel through time. That's how you really time travel, right? We started at Genesis. Now let's go thousands of years later. Let's go to Malachi. It's the last book that we got, besides the Apocrypha, but that's hard to find in Hebrew. I think they spell it like this. Malachi, is that how they spell it? I think it's C-H-I. Right. Let's do Malachi. We'll start at Malachi 1. You know what? I gotta do this one right here, Qadash. Let's show that God doesn't love everybody, and let's translate it. Okay. So we'll read it in the English. This is Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you. Oh, Salaki, let me start at verse 1. Malachi, I'll actually close this real quick. I want to read this whole thing. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord by Malachi. What you'll know about the word is God don't speak to you. He ain't just whispering in your damn ear. It's usually something that happens, right? Masha'ah, the burden of the word. Why is it a burden? Right? A prophecy, a song, a burden. Because think about being in the truth. The truth is it burdens you because you can't just go eat pork and sleep with sluts like everybody else do, like your pastor would do. Right? Your pastor, he's gonna go and he's gonna get pressure on his bottom, and then he's gonna, crown himself a power bottom. That's what our pastors do. But the burden of the truth is something that you have to bear, being in the truth. The burden of the word of God, right? You can't just do everything. So now, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel. Just so y'all know, to Israel. This is what God said to us, Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? So we asking the Lord, wherein have you loved us? All right, let's see that they use the character ha at the beginning to form this question. What does this say? Okay, so that's not it. It didn't. So it says, I. Remember, I or I am. Salakia. Ahab is the root word. Ahab. Thayah at the end, which we're gonna get into next week, is the ending connector for I or I am. Ahab Thayah. I loved. Af come, specifically you. Right? Af is showing, being specific, is showing direction. Come is you or your. We'll learn the ending connectors next week. Amar Yahweh, said God, said the Lord, said the Most High. And Amarthum, and you said, oh, this is a good one for the ending connectors. Bama, in what? And how? So remember the character ma, wherein, what, how. So it's asking the question. In how, in what? Ahab, Thanawa. And what loved you us? And what loved Ahab, Tha, you, Nawa, us? And what and where did have you loved us? Has thou loved us? Right? This is what God said. Ha lawa'ah. He said, was not. Remember, he asking the question here. Not. Ha lawa'ah. In the present, he's saying this present tense. This wa in between the first two characters is present tense. Was not specifically the brother. Salaki, not specifically. Was not the brother. Ak. Lawa'ah. Was not the brother. Esau. La Yaquah, to Jacob. So was not brother Esau to Jacob. Was not Esau the brother of Jacob. Na'am, this word na'am, saith. This word right here is a declaration. This ain't even an average word. Saith, said, spake. Utterance, declaration of a prophet. Utterance, declaration, revelation of a prophet in a static state when you out there prophesying. Utterance, declaration elsewhere preceding divine name. They didn't even want to say it's a declaration of God. They put the divine name because they know that when it says Na'am, sometimes God declared this. The way a prophet can declare it, the way it's used in a prophecy, right? This is what the Lord said. It's a declaration that God said. So let's go. Let's go back. So the Lord said, was not Esau the brother to Jacob? declared God, declared Yahweh, the divine name, and loved specifically Yaquab and loved Jacob. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, declared God and loved Jacob? Meaning, and the Lord loved us. He loved the Yaquab. This is what it says in English. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? This is what God said. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? The Lord said this. Yet I loved Jacob. Come on. This is what he was quoting in the New Testament. This is what Paul was quoting. He said, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. You don't believe me? We got one more verse. This is only the second verse, bro. Aquathian is only the second verse. Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau. Now show that to your mama. Show that one to your mama. He hates the white man. And he loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is what God said. This is the next verse. He said, yet I love Jacob, comma, and I hated Esau, comma, and laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. You want to know why he's a vagabond and a fugitive? You want to know why he's on the run? You want to know why he steals cultures, why he steals lands? Because his land was laid desolate. That's right, young brother. Let him know. Let him know that God loves you. And he don't care about them other babies. We just leave it there. We leave it there. But they ban us again. But they ban us again off the damn thing. Israel got to hear this, y'all. I can't be too much. They get the point. Now, listen, like I said, I'm just trying to show you how to identify these beginning connectors and how to identify the connectors. So you got wa, which is and. You know that af is a word, right? Then you got Esau, right? Esau, sha, na'af, thiyah. Sha, na'ah is hate. Then you got thiyah at the end to say I hate it, right? You got wa, shayam. Wa ashayam, and then whatever this word ashayam is from shawam is laid, and laid specifically af ha ra yawa, and laid his mountains. So Salaki is har yawa. Look at me, har yawa. The ya as a connector. These are some good ones for the ending connectors, right? To show the ending connectors. Har is mountain, like Captain Gadol, Har mountain. And then you got Yah as a connector to connect his to mountain. All right. Now, let's go. Now you got Sha, Ma, Ma. Now let's see what this is. Shamama is waste. Shamama is waste. Shalom, Yashabaka thumb. Shamama is waste, right? And laid his mountains waste. Wa'af, and specifically in showing direction, it doesn't mean the word specific. It doesn't mean direction. It just shows direction. It doesn't mean the word with. It just shows direction. It does not have a word meaning. And so, okay. And af, and specifically na khalaf wa. Na khalaf wa. I believe nakal is the root word, right? Or na khalaf or na khalaf, his heritage. Heritage is na khalaf, right? And it has the laf. Remember, the Lord is speaking to us in feminine. So, like, because we're the lesser in power, so it adds the fa, the female ending connector at the end. Tha, salaki, la. So let me do right here. Na, kalathwa, his heritage. La, number 2. Tha, nawaf. La, tha, nawaf. 2, Thanawaf. So this law right here is saying for the. It's saying to the, on account of, because of, to show motion to. It was a whole bunch of stuff. Reflecting, because of, and it's also used as for. I meant to put that in the I kept thinking of putting it in there today in the quiz, but because I didn't teach it to you, I didn't want y'all to get mistaken. But la is also used as a slang to say for, but it's rare, right? It's used as to, of, and then sometimes for, right? And I y'all can see previous classes where I said this. So I ain't just making it up because I seen it, right? You can go back and get plenty of classes where I showed it. So for the dragons, la thanawaf, and then the last ma dabar, from the bar, right? And then it says of the wilderness, ma dabar must be a root word. Wilderness, desert, south, speech once, wilderness, used as wilderness 225 times. A pasture, wilderness, you get it. The bar got a lot of meanings. Just like, the bar, just like a mar, just like Qadash got a lot of meanings. Y'all know, you can say, I believe, Qadash or Qadash, and they can be used for a harlot, and it's also used as separate. So our words have a lot of slang meanings. With that being said, y'all, man, we had an excellent quiz today, man. And we had some real high brothers and sisters that scored a lot of points on the quiz, man. All right, that did excellent, got ridiculous numbers on the quiz. So with that being said, man, shalom, anya kwataziyan mara, salaki kwataza. My bad. Somebody can call kwataza. Shalom, anya kahan wa kwataziyan mara, ma warka kayahayawam, anya I will barakatha la kwataza kara. Salaki, I will barakatha al kahan wa kwataziyan kwataza kara the water shalom. And I'll say it straight just so y'all can get it. Shalom, anya kahan wa kwataziyan mara, ma warka kayahayawam, anya I will barakatha al kahan wa kwataziyan kwataza kara the water shalom. Okay, I'm Priest and Officer Mara, your teacher for the day. I'm passing the class over to Priest and Officer Qadash Karab. Thank you. Peace. Let's get it. Qadash, show him the young man, man. Show him the young man that was giving him hell all class. So he ain't playing. That's what the Lord said he loved. Get the other young brother in the back. Qadash, what you call a young soldier? Most High in Christ. We about to cook out or something? Because I see everybody moving in and out. Let's get it.
All right. Just the I.S.U.K security announcements. With the I.S.U.K started on 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Under commanding General YAHANNA, the group for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they're all finished for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, this is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It's simply Hebrew, my I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Get the treasury department, priest fund, true offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we are still in the Feast of First Fruits, you understand what I'm saying? It started after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, sundown, April 20th. And we're going to count to 50 days. And we're going to celebrate the 50th day, Sunday, June 8th. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to read up on it, go to Leviticus chapter 23, verse 10, read down to 22. From my Akim, I walked in and tried to bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf, with that, Amada, It means to stand. Sorry, Wapala Alpha W is turn to face east. I want to send them prayers up to bless Israel. All right. All right, Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua.
Rakhanawa.
Yasharal.
Shalom.
Habayah.
Saparia.
Ba'ashem. Yahushua.
The water. Amun. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
All right, sorry, Mrs. Turn. All right, sisters, you take a seat. Shalom. All right, men of Israel, let the brothers one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat. Mike. Rock.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Rakathon.
Got the battalion hands down. Sorry, we'll put the sisters. All right, so we're going to stand up. We're going to be in Madam Shabbat. All right, men of Israel, we're going to sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat. Amadi. Rock.
Yahweh Shemar Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Got the battalion hands down. Pastor Smith.
It's not Christ, man. Go enjoy that Sabbath. Thank you for tuning in. Shalom.